Link engaged.
Visit us at TeamSpeak.com.
Hey everybody, this is Ask Joshi, and with me is Cat's Pajamas. We're casting the finals of the TeamSpeak Team Liquid Open number 25. This is Game 3 in a best-of-5 series. ZeNEXHack currently sitting with a 2-0 lead. He is the blue Terran down here in the bottom right corner of Shakura's Plateau, and opposite him all the way across the map we have coL.Drewbie playing as the red Terran. Both of these guys are playing from South Korea, so there's no real latency difference. Hopefully these guys are playing on equal footing here in the finals. So Cat's Pajamas, do you want to walk us through what just happened there in Game 2?
Well, Drewbie ended up going what I thought was a pretty smart build. He did the 1-Rax FE into a pretty good amount of Marines and tried to hit a timing. Unfortunately, Hack, even with his early aggression, was able to prepare for it, which I thought was very impressive. I really thought after that early aggression, Drewbie gained that little advantage, and because Hack started investing in infrastructure after his opponent, was going to have not enough forces to prepare, but Drewbie still wasn't able to break through. So nice job by Hack to hold even at that stage in the game. Afterwards, though, we had this weird mass Marine builds, actually MMM play out of both players for a little while, until Hack decided to commit over to siege tanks. Went back and forth for a while, actually huge pendulum swings, and Drewbie at one point I thought had the game sealed up, ready to go. He was on 3 base, he defended a huge attack magnificently from Hack over at his gold, but yet ran headlong into a bunch of siege tanks and threw the game away.
That happens. That happens from time to time.
Occasionally.
Both players actually not really close. Hack actually going gasless right now and going for a proxy barracks way over by Drewbie's half of the map. I don't know if he's actually scouted. It doesn't look like he's scouted up or down yet. He's just building that barracks, probably going to send the SCV off in one direction and just have the barracks ready to go, rallying that Marine to one or the other based on what the SCV finds out. So Drewbie hasn't even left his base yet. He's getting his first barracks up now, but Hack will be working off of 2 barracks, one of them in Drewbie's turf, basically. So this could be this could get interesting very quickly here.
Certainly, and we have SCV number 2 coming out here, and that is going to be the scouting SCV. Looks like Drewbie actually moving over to a factory and has not actually produced a single Marine yet. There we go, finally number 1 coming out, but it's a little difficult to defend against a pretty good amount of Marines in the beginning of the game when you don't have a single attack unit on the field. Drewbie is going to have the support he needs here in a bit. Looks like the double scout coming out from Hack, one to the north, one to the south, finds his opponent, sees nothing on the field, so we'll see how many SCVs he pulls to try and end his opponent's life right away.
Well, he's got 1 scouting around on there already. He is actually going to be slipped out there. We have 2 SCVs, 2 Marines that are going to repair each other up, so it looks like he is very much banking on those SCVs to be helping out in this early aggression. Only 2 Marines standing for Drewbie, but now the factory is done. He could build a Hellion right now. There he does actually start training it, and Hack could be in trouble if that Hellion pops out at an inopportune time. He knows that the factory is up, so he should be prepared for this. The SCVs are going to come up the ramp first, try and jab down those Marines. It looks like he may actually score both Marine kills. Drewbie left with only 1 Marine. The Hellion is going to have to do a lot of work here. Bunker being placed outside the factory. Lots of SCVs being pulled here for Drewbie. He's going to try and chase down this other SCV before the bunker gets completed, and he is actually going to manage to kill, maybe almost manage to kill both of those SCVs, but we do have that Hellion out now. He's going to have to do a lot of work here to repel these Marines. More SCVs being pulled off the line for Drewbie. Hack, if you look at the minimap, there's not a lot of blue dots. He's not pulling a ton of SCVs to come help out, just streaming those 1 Marines at a time from each barracks, and the 2 Hellions are out now, so this actually is going to get stomped on by Drewbie. He lost a lot of SCVs, but he could actually make his way back. He didn't lose a whole lot other than that. He is about 7 supply behind, but now all these Marines that are in existence here for Hack are going to be less useful than they were before, and he's going to have to pick up and leave with that barracks. Crazy stuff there at the beginning of this game. Yeah,
it really is. Drewbie's actually at a huge worker disadvantage, though. He's down 12 to 21 at the moment, and on top of that, Hack is going to another base, so Drewbie, regardless of the fact of whether he is able to stabilize for a couple of seconds, is still in a pretty bad spot. He's going to need to do economic damage, and real economic damage in a hurry as he finds his way back into this game. Looks like he is going to produce a Banshee, though, which could be pretty effective, as Hack is not prepared with any sort of anti-air besides the Marines that are sitting at the front. Drewbie decides he's not going to test the waters with the Hellions. He sees a few Marines at the top of the ramp, and it looks like Hack is going to produce a full wall here, but if his Marines are way out of position, this Banshee could do a lot of damage. Oh, but Hack He's putting up the engineering bay. Did he scout? Yeah, he scouted the tech lab starport.
Yeah, all that action going on while Hack was still there. Drewbie is going to be expanding over to his natural to try and catch up on that worker production, but he could actually be behind for a long time. I need to try and figure out how he's going to transition out of squashing that attack with so much ground to make up in that economic game. Starport is flipping off of the reactor now, so that's kind of interesting, making only one Banshee and then settling that barracks back onto the tech lab. He's only making medevacs now from the Starport. This Banshee will need to do a lot of good work here for Drewbie to be able to catch up, and there's already a missile turret being placed by Hack and a lot of Marines standing ready for this Banshee.
Hack has a little bit of exposed space over to the right, though, where Drewbie can kind of sit up in a sweet spot. He's going to have to rely on that as the whole left-hand side is covered. Drewbie knows it, runs away. We'll see if another turret comes up here in a bit, or if he's just going to outright lose this 2 Marines, as Hack is already focusing down that Banshee. It does get away. Drewbie's not going to be able to advance to the front either because the bunker is covering that approach, and this is not enough damage inflicted for the cost of that Banshee.
He could still maybe get something at the natural if he lies in wait long enough. There's a little bit of a soft spot where he can hit some SCVs just below that natural. Could even kill both of those Marines, actually. Still, no, maybe shouldn't. He's super duper low on health. But he does actually snag both Marines, and now the workers are forced to run away. So Drewbie did pick up at least several Marine kills there with that Banshee. That certainly helps.
We do have a Hellion drop actually coming in on the left-hand side of the main. Drewbie going to send those units in because all of the Marines are pulled out of position. This Banshee's still forcing those away, so maybe he can find his way back through this. Now the 4th Hellion being added to the mix as well. Drewbie still down by 14 supply, all of that in workers, basically. Then he's going to make his way into the main. Hack reacts very, very quickly, but all of his SCVs are lined up, and this could be a lot of economic damage suffered. Starting to pick off large groups of SCVs at a time. That worker advantage has now gone from about 14 down to about 5. So Drewbie does manage to make back a lot of that economic damage, but doesn't have much of a standing army at the moment.
Right, he's still down by about 16 supply. He lost that Banshee with the little distraction tactics that he was doing, and now the Blue Flame is about finished here for Hack. Drewbie on the other side of the map, still only making light units. Those SCVs and Marines won't hold up well against Blue Flame. We've already seen that in the first game, how devastating that can be on Xel'Naga Caverns when basically, I believe it was around 8 Blue Flame Hellions took out everything Drewbie had. So we'll see if he's going to figure that out sooner or later. That Blue Flame is already available for Hack. He needs to start probably creating some tanks and things soon.
We'll find out that Master Marine not really working out well for him yet in the series. Our first tank is on the way, though, so he's going to be a little bit more prepared. But my God, old Hack has a huge group of Hellions roaming the map, just looking for Marines and SCVs to pick off. And Drewbie now putting up a bunker, but if these Hellions move in right now, they could cause some very real damage.
That's true. Drewbie only has one half-finished bunker right now. This would be a perfect time for him to strike if Hack only knew that there were no tanks and no anything except for those light, squishy Marines ready for roasting. He probably would have just jumped right at the chance, but he is being a little bit too slow. And the bunker is going to finish, so he's going to drop those Marines in there. One scan could have told him everything he needed to know and inflict maximum damage, but instead he spares Drewbie's life, and Drewbie is going to load up this medevac with 8 Marines, try to get in there while Hack is being aggressive through the middle of the map, maybe try and do some damage in the back, but Drewbie actually needs those units if he's going to survive a big attack from Hack, because he's got so many Blue Flame Hellions and now Marauders and Marines joining in the middle of the map. I don't know what's going to happen first. Will Drewbie's drop arrive, or will Hack decide enough is enough and try to push up that ramp?
Well, Hack is going to make his way in right now. There's one tank up for Drewbie, and it doesn't have siege mode. He hasn't even started to invest in that. Looks like Hack decides he can't quite attack yet. Drewbie moving on the right-hand side now. He's got a couple of Marines just loitering around in the bottom left-hand corner, going to start to make their way back up. This is actually giving time for Drewbie to prepare his position as he moves out for the attack, though. ZeNEXHack is just floating barracks over at the 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock position, but I don't think he picked up on this drop yet, as he's not rallied any units over.
Yeah, the drop actually is going to sneak all the way around to that right side, so the medevac is nowhere near the turret placement, and actually Hack is going to move in with those Blue Flame Hellions. Watch that natural, you'll see tons of SCVs actually getting murdered by the Blue Flame Hellions. They really can't even run away because the spread of the Hellions is too good, but Drewbie has a lot of tanks up now and plenty of Marines at a safe distance. The Hellions get cleaned out, and Hack was forced to respond to the 8-man drop over in his own base. Drewbie does escape with 5 Marines still intact, and these immobile siege tanks actually probably won't be able to get down there while these Marines get dropped and pick up a few more SCVs. The medevac is taken out by a single Viking, and now the attack is finished off, but Drewbie actually did some damage, and now he's moving into the middle of the map, finding more stray units.
Wow.
Hack actually falling apart a little bit. His Blue Flame Hellion attack did kill a lot of SCVs, but Drewbie looks like he is still alive and kicking, has plenty of fighting forces here to try and do some damage if he takes this very narrow opportunity window here.
Drewbie actually had a really good micro move down at the right-hand side as well. He decided not to pick up all of his units and actually just stemmed, picked off the Viking, then picked up while he was taking a couple of losses so that he could get at least a few of those units out rather than just standing and fighting. It was a very, very good snap decision with his micro. And all of a sudden, he's actually pretty close in supply. Now he's way, way down in economy. He's down by 14 workers at the moment, and his opponent could expand basically at any time. But to his credit, Drewbie actually does have the much larger standing army.
A couple of Marines just got roasted right as you said that, but Hack did back off there, and you did say Hack could expand pretty much anytime he wanted. Now he's doing it, dropping that command center. Drewbie's still building 2 SCVs at a time, but so is Hack, so it's going to be impossible for him to catch up unless he expands himself. Siege tech being researched now for Drewbie quite a bit after Hack, but he does have the production lead right now somehow. 5 Marines and a tank and a medevac all coming out now, while Hack only has a Banshee and a tank in production. Actually, there come 2 more Hellions and an armory. Could be very valuable there for vehicle weapon upgrades, or even moving into a Thor. Haven't seen a Thor in TVT in a while, but I'd love to see one.
No, I agree. Hack, unfortunately, was supply blocked there for a while. Had to call down supplies to alleviate that situation as he put down 3 supply depots. But Drewbie has actually a large supply headroom, for lack of a better term, so he's able to invest all of his resources mostly into just upgrades and units, so on and so forth, and he's amassing a pretty good force. He's going to have to watch out for those Blue Flame Hellions once again, yes. And Hack has an extremely defensive position established, but as I say that, he unsieges and starts to move out to the middle of the map, scanning and making sure Drewbie isn't there. He's got a few forces on the left-hand side, but he actually could open up with the flank. He's sieging up the natural. Is that going to force Hack over to his position? Yes, all these things are unsieged, but there's enough Blue Flame Hellions that he's going to push those units back. Drewbie trying to kill as much as he can with the splash damage. The Blue Flame Hellions have fallen, and now it's just sieged tanks on unsieged tanks. Hack will eventually break this, but Drewbie's moving through with some more units.
Ouch. Yeah, Drewbie actually now falling to 20 supply below. I really thought he was going to try and do a little bit more of a pincer attack, but actually didn't commit to it. Instead, he tried to drag way too many units back over to the right side there. Ended up losing everything save a single Marine that's hanging out watching for that expansion. But that engagement definitely could have gone a lot better. I'm not sure why Drewbie's force was so segmented there in the first place, because Hack obviously was all going to be moving out with everything in one big ball. So if he wasn't going to commit to a flank like that, then just things fell apart quickly, let's say that. So Drewbie is actually going to pick up a free SCV, trying to get over there, build that command center. So he is a little bit discovered now. Looks like the Hellions are going to hunt him down, most likely, and take him out. But
no!
He gets roasted. In the units tab, I see the SCV count is actually equal. Drewbie has 2 more mules on top even. That's so good for Drewbie. But he has 28 Marines, and Hack has 6 Blue Flame Hellions and Vikings and siege tanks. It's just the unit composition is just favoring Hack so much right now, even if the worker count is finally back to even.
And here we go, Sky Terran proving that it's pretty effective for Hack still. A couple of Marines go down for Drewbie as Hack tried to take control of the southern Zelnaga Tower. He is going to scan there and start to slowly push his units up. But Drewbie, to his credit, is going to finish 2-2 here on his ground, and we'll be able to move. I mean, this almost reminds me of what we saw out of GSL months and months ago. We'll talk about that in a second, though, as Hellions are making their way in for Hack. They roast a few Marines at the front, but the siege tanks are actually buffering a lot of the damage. Drewbie actually engaging pretty favorably here. He goes through all of the Vikings, and there's only a couple of Banshees remaining in the sky. It looks like the tanks will play themselves down to a standstill a little bit. Then the Banshees are going to be able to pull the advantage. Drewbie going to force to move away, but I've got to say, he actually had a lot more favorable engagement there than I had anticipated.
That is actually a surprising result. I can't believe how awesome those Banshees ended up being for Hack there. They just totally made the huge difference in that fight, providing vision for the siege tanks and, of course, taking tons of shots at those exposed tanks. These Banshees have about 10 kills between them, 9 kills between them. Definitely making a huge difference in that fight, especially since Drewbie had nothing in the air to be able to stop them. If the Marines moved forward, they were going to get roasted or blasted. So very, very good positioning with those Banshees turned out to help a lot. Hack's not making any more now, though, just Tank and Viking. It looks like Drewbie is making a Thor. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Let's see if the Thor is actually going to make a difference or just get blasted by siege tanks.
And here we go, as Drewbie has a pretty good defensive position in the middle of, though, but the control of the ZeNEXHack towers was wrested back by Hack in that attack, so he has more than cut the map in half and will be able to expand freely if he so desires. In fact, he has another orbital command over at the top right-hand corner. This would be prime opportunity for Drewbie to start moving across the map with a couple of drops and just disrupting economy a little bit. He's not made any inclination of doing so quite yet, just instead sitting on his defensive position while he expands to the bottom left-hand corner. But the supplies are pretty equal for our two players. Workers are pretty equal, although, of course, Hack did just drop down 9 mules at the same time. And there we go. Drewbie loading up that drop, and he is going to neutralize a good portion of those 9 mules, cutting off those SCV's escape routes as well. That is actually a huge amount of economic damage.
Wow, so many mules getting slaughtered there along with those SCVs. Wow, man, that's a huge free pickup there for Drewbie. But now the Blue Flame Hellions are in. Are they going to be able to torch? Wow, the orbital command goes down too. I can't believe how effective that drop was for Drewbie. That is going to put him in the driver's seat actually for this game, I believe, as his upgrades are a little bit superior. I'm a little concerned that he's still making too many Marines and Marauders at this point in the game instead of Tank Viking. It's going to be interesting to see how these different unit compositions clash later on, especially with Thors now starting to hit the field. More and more Thors sitting in the middle now, actually just one at the moment, but he's still making more. So we'll see if he can get out 2 or 3 more before they engage again. I can't believe Drewbie just killed that base for free, and now he's expanding himself down to that 4th position, that bottom left spawn.
Never mind that this game started with proxy wrecks where ZeNEXHack killed 11 workers right in the very beginning. If you want to think where this game came from, it was ridiculous. Another drop down here in the bottom left-hand corner, taking out a supply depot, or a supply depot that actually had supplies called down upon. Those Marauders are going to be trapped, but that supply blocks ZeNEXHack quite badly. Looks like Drewbie going to be able to pick off a missile turret as well. Didn't really get back the cost that he wanted, but certainly did some damage.
Yeah, taking out that double supply depot is always a fun thing. He's trying to gun down this reactor. Don't know if he's actually going to make it. No, of course not. Too many fighting forces there. The sensor towers are actually starting to dot the map now. That's something that either you see no sensor towers ever in a game, or they start to just pop up all over the place. Once a Terran player builds one in a TVT, the other one just instantly goes, "That's a good idea. I need those." They are so good. They are still like the most underutilized thing in the Terran arsenal, I think.
And here we go. ZeNEXHack still has that very, very nice position in the middle. He's rebuilding his base on the top right-hand corner, but Drewbie already making another drop. He's got to watch out, though. He may lose his medevacs without dropping down any units. A lot of units did die, but he still gets a few down. He's going to be able to disrupt mining at the top right-hand corner. Looks like another double drop is coming down at the bottom left-hand corner. Those medevacs just making their way across. The units finally do get cleared up, and it looks like he forces a PF at that top right-hand corner expansion.
I don't know what Drewbie's going to be able to do. They're floating barracks all over the southern side of the map, and like sensor towers covering every inch of Hack's entry points there. Actually, literally top to bottom of this map. There's no way Drewbie would be able to sneak in here. So he's going to obviously be aware that this is coming. How is he going to respond to it, though? I see a big fleet of Vikings headed over toward those medevacs. Drewbie actually going to go off to the side and drop inside the vein just outside of sensor tower range. But I think the jig is up as all these Vikings find the medevacs. Drewbie just tossing away units, but he has another double drop coming at the top. Again, turret's being canceled. Hack finds it immediately. He's going to lose a couple of SCVs and perhaps this planetary fortress? Not likely. So Drewbie not even going to tangle with that. Instead, going to head down to that 3rd base location, maybe try and do some damage there, or just pick off all the rest of these turrets and sensor towers. He really doesn't want to tangle with that planetary fortress.
Yeah, he's not getting as much damage done now. Oh, hey, weapon refit. That's right. It has the Yamato cannon picture now. So we do have a battlecruiser transition out of ZeNEXHack at the moment. His first battlecruiser is coming up along with Terran ship weapons level 1. Has Drewbie dropped down any sort of a fusion core? Nobody is on triple armory, so he should be able to compete this. Uh-oh. I just heard a nuke. Where is it?
I don't know. It's up to Hotbid to find it.
Huh?
I have no
Whoa.
idea where this dude is.
Oh, it's in the middle. It's in the middle. It's right in the middle, next to those siege tanks out of Hack.
Oh, goodness.
Oh God! This could actually be really bad. The tanks are all
Kills
down
nothing.
to almost no health. It looks like Drewbie is going to start rolling his way up, but he actually hasn't done much damage to the units he intended to kill with the nuke quite yet. There we go. Hack actually takes a little bit of a supply advantage. Drewbie trying to break this as best he can, but when these battlecruisers start moving in for Hack, it's actually going to be very difficult for Drewbie to move back against.
This is just devolving into a very strange game now. Drewbie
Yes,
has
it is.
2,200 minerals and only 400 gas, while Hack has over 1,200 gas and is getting mineral block time and time again because Drewbie keeps doing those drops and forcing Hack to build 10 turrets at a time, like in that top right base. But the battle cruisers are starting to come out now. Thors are starting to come out. The Thors actually both survived that battle there in the middle, and now Drewbie still just rolling upgrades, ship weapons, ship armor, vehicle weapons level 2.
Oh,
Thors and battle cruisers both coming out now.
Drop
Hack.
was picked off there at the top right-hand corner. Drewbie was making his way back over, but got sniped by a bunch of Vikings. So good presence on the map there out of Hack. And here we go. Looks like he's going to start to roll in with this cattle bruiser army.
They're certainly going to bruise some cattle here, but not just yet. He's just waiting. He's got his max supply army. Drewbie down to only 146 supply. Things are looking grim here for Drewbie, if I gotta be honest. Marauders stimming forward, barely even get any shots off on the tanks before they are getting slaughtered. A Thor actually went down there as well. Drewbie, I'm not sure why, moved forward with the Thor into this giant tank line, but things keep looking better and better for Hack. Every single drop that he shuts down and every single Thor or Marauder that he picks off is helping, and Drewbie has another Ghost just chilling and the nuke about to finish in the production tab.
And maybe he'll use that as a last-ditch defense if he gets Hacked to just clump up all of his forces over this little red dot. Maybe he's got a chance. Oh, but the Ghosts die before they even make their way across. That was actually pretty comical. Now production structures are starting to be camped. It looks like these blue flame helis are already running in and wrecking Drewbie's economy. He's not able to move in against this force quite yet, or he won't at the moment. There we go. Now finally starting to make his way down, but Hack is well in range with his siege tank, and the forces from Drewbie are being obliterated.
The Thor was doing a lot of damage to the Vikings, but then it got Yamato'd and exploded. So, yeah, Drewbie's down at no money and only 78 supply. Vikings just shooting everything they can find, and there's so many VCs in the sky now, 5 VCs and a Thor on the ground, pulverizing everything. There's the GG from Complexity Drewbie, and it looks like ZeNEXHack is going to take down another TeamSpeak Team Liquid Open.
Yes, he does. He is a champion of the TeamSpeak TL Open number 25, so congratulations to him winning it in style in a ridiculous game number 3 over Drewbie. So congratulations to him once again. Guys, thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. We really do appreciate it. For myself and Ask Joshy, we want to let you know to check out a couple of things. One, make sure you check out the TL Attack tomorrow with Dongranku. That's going to be at 12 o'clock Eastern, I believe. And so Complexity MVP Dongranku will be on the show. Also, Team Liquid will be playing Slayers in the IPL Team Arena, a Winners League Best of 9 Team League series, and that will be on Monday at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, you can check us out at our individual channels as well. I'm over at Twitter, Facebook, and youtube.com/catspajamassc2. And take it away, Josh.
And I am Josh Suth, or Ask Joshy. I've been doing a ton of stuff with Team Liquid in the past. Now I'm over with Complexity Gaming, doing all their media stuff. We have the V every week. I work at IGN along with Cat's Pajamas, and we of course have IPL 3 coming up in just 2 weeks, actually less than 2 weeks now. This will actually be the first day of our League of Legends tournament and our championship bracket 2 weeks from today in Atlantic City. Cannot wait to get over there and see all the amazing stuff that we've been working on for so long. I hope you guys will join us either in person at Caesars in Atlantic City or on the streams. It's going to be an amazing time. Of course, MLG Orlando, IEM New York, BlizzCon, GSTL finals, everything is coming up in October. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous month for StarCraft 2, and I can't wait to see it. You can find all of my stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and most importantly, youtube.com/AskJoshy. Thank you very much for watching, everybody.
And yes, a big shout out to the sponsors over at TeamSpeak as well. Without them, these events wouldn't happen, so we appreciate it. And to the fine folks over at Team Liquid for organizing such an amazing team and community websites, and really everything they do for esports is incredible. So thanks very much to them. Thanks very much to you, the viewers. Hope you enjoyed the show. And until next time, this is Cats Pajamas and Ask Joshy signing out.
Have a wonderful weekend.